Hey everyone, welcome to another live stream right here. We're getting started this morning with a crypto market update. We're going to be going over some altcoins in today's news, and I'm just going to be doing a FAQ towards the end. I'm going to give it a few moments just to make sure all of our Discord members who were alerted this morning on entering this group, just so you guys can interact a bit with the live stream as well. First of all, I just want to say a huge thank you to anyone who's been a part of this community. This is just one of the benefits you get, just literally an hour plus of my time going into these live streams where you can ask me any questions, any dying thoughts that you have, or we can just hang out and chill as well. So let me know where you guys are based out of. Let me know exactly where you guys are at right now. Are you at school? Are you at work? Should you be at work right now watching this live stream? Let me know. Jackson, what's up? Brian B. Jax, Forrester, Jean Sanchez, what's up? Daniel Russell, Omi, Darius, what's up, man? Luke, how's it going? Luke says, looking fresh. You're looking fresh. Even though I can't see it, I can sense it through the yeah, you know what I mean. Anyways, guys, I wanted to go over some very important updates. This week has been rather interesting, right? So we've been having an explosive week. Let me show my screen. Towson, someone's actually close to where I'm at. Shout out to the Maryland game. Aloha, Andy, KM, what's going on? All right, so let's dive into this. Let me pull out the Discord, and I want to share my screen. Because first we got to do a recap of what's been going on in the market. Things have been rather interesting, and it looks like if you guys are part of crypto Twitter at all, just following some of the accounts or even following like hashtag Bitcoin, you'll notice like anytime we get fluctuations in the market, you'll get a lot of bears screaming, crying. I mentioned that in my public videos a lot just because it does kind of become like a nuisance when every time they call like a bear market, just because we have like slight fluctuations in the market. It does kind of get, a little like that. All right, so let me pull this out here. All right, so first of all, we got token metrics pulled up here. I wanted to go over some of the index allocations that they've set on their exchanges with some of the cryptocurrencies because they actually had a good call out on Solana, which we saw explode most recently. So this is going to be focused more towards getting you guys a better idea on some of the altcoins that have been exploding, doing well. So just to give a little bit of background, because we've been getting a lot of new users into our group. So we've been focusing a lot over the past few months in at least dollar cost averaging, understanding why you're investing into some of these projects and your belief or our belief on the reason why it has more potential going into the future. So when you're trying to find cryptocurrencies to invest in, there are many different metrics to look at. Personally, for me, I like looking at the tokenomics. I like looking at their market cap, their future market cap, their roadmap. Some of these things I talk a lot on my channel about, but they are very important because these have been previous indicators in the past that have allowed people to find some of these gems that don't have that rug pull effect where if you have invested into, let's say Shiba Inu, right? Let's use that as an example. Now, we'll go to this later. I'm going to make a separate, and I'm going to slide this so you guys can see my entire tab. CoinMarketCap has actually been renovating their website. So if you guys didn't know, CoinMarketCap was bought out by Binance a while ago. So whenever you say like I go to Bitcoin to buy, right? And it says like buy, the exchange that always comes up is Binance, and it says it's sponsored. Binance did acquire them a little while ago. CoinMarketCap acquisition. So you'll realize with a lot of these bigger companies, there's always going to be reasonings behind why certain sponsors or why certain things pop up the way they do. So this is why like Coinbase could be cheaper, it could be easier to buy on other platforms, but they're not even going to list anything else. It's just going to be Binance. But Binance is great. They are actually still one of the top exchanges to be listed on the market. They have been going through a lot of regulations and scrutiny just because they are one of the top dogs. They handle the most amount of exchange volume. But Binance gives you the most accessibility with all these smaller altcoins that you may not be able to find, such as on Coinbase.com, Crypto.com, Gemini. Voyager's been popping off lately. So, first of all, what I was saying earlier, CoinMarketCap.com, they're going through renovations, and they recently added this price estimate feature, and this is something I want to touch upon later in today's live stream. But folks, the first focus that I actually wanted to have upon was just really the price of Bitcoin. So whenever I'm looking for cryptocurrencies to invest in and I want to do a deeper dive, CoinMarketCap gives you an idea of at least the top trending coins, or it organizes certain coins so it's a lot easier to find or to see the ones that are ripping. Quant is actually having a movement. So this is actually another cryptocurrency. So we're actually 2 out of 3. If we talk about the bottom section of my watch list that I gave access to Inner Circle, Quant was on that. If you guys go ahead and watch the replay of last live stream, you'll remember me talking about that as well and doing our deep dive using Token Metrics Quant platform. So last time, Quant, Audius, which has popped up, and Graph is actually next on this list. So let me see if Graph has had any type of movement in this as well, because the AI has been showing huge indications that this may have some type of movement. And then we'll go over my portfolio and what I plan on doing. So yeah, I expect Graph to have a huge movement sometime soon as well. We'll be doing a deeper dive, and I'll probably be entering some additional positions because I do need to do a portfolio rebalancement. The reason why I haven't been doing that lately and I've been pushing that off is just because we've been getting such momentum in the market price. Some of the crypto that I want to move out is my CRO, the Crypto.com token, and there's just too big of a gap. So Crypto.com has not been moving as fast as some of these other altcoins. So like Ethereum's been riding, and I would want to have more positions in that. But when the market pulls back a few percent like this gives me an opportunity to be able to do that as well. So back on April 10th, about a week ago, I mean, it was a decent time. But this has been a fluctuating crypto that I've been accumulating a lot as well. So first of all, let's go into the CoinMarketCap. Quant, Solana, Audius. They've been doing well, right? And then on top of all the list, Cardano seems to be having a pullback. It's sitting at $2. It looks like that's been the support for at least the past few days. Dogecoin, it's been fighting 30 cents. XRP, so this is actually another crypto that I want you guys to keep an eye out on. I've had them added to my list, so don't get them confused with Ripple, but the reason why I'm such a strong believer in XRP, so XRP actually has one of the strongest communities over on the crypto world, right? People who are enthusiastic about XRP are like XRP gang or die. They're just so passionate about it. And the main factor that's been holding XRP back since they had this giant blow up is that court hearing that they've had, the lawsuit that they've been going through with the SEC, whether they're classified as a security or not. So I've been going through many different articles trying to pinpoint on a precise time when that the court date or the filing would conclude. It's all over the place. Some people are saying it could happen by the end of this year. Some people are estimating a closer time. I really think it depends on the source that you're looking at. For me, I'm still hopeful where XRP is going to be. Right now, this entry point that we're seeing, it's not the highest point, right? I would say the peak that we had earlier this year, April 13th, so about 5 days ago, we had a bit of a cool down period while the market started to pull back. April 14th, a few months back. And then over this past August 14th, like 4 days ago, while the market has been peaking, we've been seeing XRP ripping, having a bit of a cool down. So I would consider just adding this to your watch list. Now, I personally don't have a position in XRP. You do have to jump through some additional hoops in order to make sure that you can actually buy this cryptocurrency. But this is one that I do, if you do want to go along with crypto, I do see XRP doing well. But I actually wanted to pull up some like the meme coins too and just kind of give you guys an effect about this, because we've been seeing meme coins, they've been going through so many seasons over the past year, right? We've seen Shiba come up, we've seen Dogalong, many different versions, and I've been a strong component of staying away from meme coins because even though you can make a huge amount of ROI if you're able to precisely time the market, you'll realize that after that wave is over, you just have this pullback here and it's really hard for them to recover. So for me personally, a good indicator on how these altcoins may perform is actually by looking at Doge. So I know that's surprising, but Doge has seemed to be, it seems to be on the storefront of all meme coins, right? Whenever Dogecoin gets any type of movement, we usually see an effect shortly after with other meme coins coming up. But I believe once the momentum dies on a project, it's really hard to bring it back to life. So Dogecoin's getting a little bit of a pump. Like I said, 30 cents. Not bad right now. I mean, it's definitely much better than it was previously, back under 20 cents. And you have to realize that when cryptocurrencies are in the pennies, like 30 cents, 20 cents, 15 cents, even when it goes from 30 cents to like 35 cents, the percentage gains is much more exponential than if a cryptocurrency token was already in the couple $100s, like Aave, which is, I believe, $400 now. Let's talk about another like meme token. It's been getting a lot of press. If you guys have heard of Million Token, you know that this is by another YouTuber, and he's been getting flamed by CoffeeZilla. And it looks like, so I've been following along on this because he actually reached out to me and he wanted me to help promote this. I told him, nah, like no way, like ever since the beginning. I didn't think it would tank like this. I just don't promote any type of projects that reach out to me. I don't want to get mixed in with that bag, especially with how littered this crypto YouTube sector has been with other crypto YouTubers, and then now with like FaZe Clan and Save the Kids. I think it's just better if I stay in my lane, come out with like the news reports, and every once in a while I'm actually working on a top crypto news report or top crypto picks video that I used to do a lot of. So I'm trying to bring those back as well during this time. But you'll see with Million Token as an example, I mean, they hit the floor. It looks like the bottom was around above $20, 21, 22, 23. They had to jump up, but what I wanted to say is it's really hard to get momentum back into these cryptocurrencies that really have no type of utility. Some of these are very, I don't want to say it's easy to make, but it's easy to make for people who already understand coding or have a background in cryptocurrencies. And what's cool is most of them are open source, so you can actually take a look at how they have been built, some of the codes in it. And this ties into features like some cryptocurrencies will say like whales can't sell, so they'll have like a whale lock on it where they'll insert a piece of code where if you have a certain amount of cryptocurrencies and you haven't held it for more than a minimum amount of time, 30 months, 60 months, they won't let you sell it. We've had the scams happen before in the past where they advertise that for the safety of newer investors, and then they literally just delete the code. So it's definitely like a shaky area, and this is all to point us in the reason why I choose the cryptocurrencies I do and the benefits of it. So if you don't want to be in a situation like this, all right, you don't want to have a cryptocurrency that just gets pulled out from under you and you lose your money. Focus on the cryptocurrencies that have backing by institutions. So what does this mean? We can find cryptocurrencies that have VC backing, venture capitalist funding. This is going to be a level of support or foundation. So say in the worst case scenario, we go into a bear market, right? The price of Bitcoin goes down. A lot of these cryptocurrencies are funded by themselves. They'll either take a percentage from the tokens, and they'll usually state that how they work. So they'll oftentimes burn a portion of it, they'll stake a portion, and then they'll pay their dev team, they'll pay their developers, their coders. So each token is different in the way that they are able to stay afloat and monetize it. If we're not talking about the proof of work or proof of stake model, I'm talking more about the dev team itself. That is how it works, right? So when you're finding cryptocurrencies that operate in that manner, and then you have this worst case scenario that could happen where we are in a bear market and the money gets flooded out of crypto, how do they sustain? Well, it's going to come from venture capitalists. It's going to be from any investors outside of like physically investing into the token. You can actually invest into the projects, the protocols to make sure that they are afloat, and you keep providing that type of liquidity, because crypto, it's going to be a very long-term game. I think a lot of investors, when you realize that a majority of people are coming into crypto from seeing short squeezes where you're like hoping every single day that you get like a 500% spike and then you cash out, it definitely it creates a false narrative inside of your mind on how proper investing works. On the other side of that too, crypto has some pretty high expected returns, and that is for good reason. There are people who have 80 to 100% returns in mind. If they get anything less than that, they don't think it's profitable. For me, my baseline is always at least 20%. Say if you have $10,000 in your bank account, you're able to make a 20% return, $2,000 on top of that. That compounds significantly over time, and that'll still outperform most indexes in the market. But cryptocurrency, as you know, if you have more time in the market, you're just going to get much more returns. It's just going to prove to build up exponentially over time. And that's why some of my longer positions or some of my higher positions where I get more percentage gains, they don't come from me timing the market in the climate that we're in now. it's literally cryptocurrencies that I invested maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and I don't even think about swing trading it. So I've talked about this before. VeChain is one of those cryptocurrencies. I invested that a while ago, before this previous bull run, and on my CoinStats app, it's giving me, before it was like a 2,000% return. I think now it's an 800% return. As you guys see now, they're nowhere near its previous all-time high, but they're still making grounds. And if you're able to invest even a year ago, just anytime before they had like a true spike, you're going to be seeing those exponential gains. So I think the question that many of you guys may have is, Brian, then how do we find those cryptocurrencies? How do we find those VeChains from 2 years ago? And right now, as the market continues to develop, it's definitely a lot harder than it was before, because before you would have such volatility in the market where if you just had the app and you were semi-educated in crypto, you can invest $500 into any one of these cryptos, and then it would spit back 5-6K to you, cash it out, and then you can decide whether you want to reinvest it or not. Now, I don't want to say it's impossible at all to do that, because that's far from the truth. We're actually still very early in the crypto adoption, and I think a lot of people are still very short-sighted because it looks like money is fragmented and we're limited by the market cap of money flowing into crypto. But we really haven't unlocked the actual full gates, and this is why I reiterate the idea of ETFs, EFTs. That definitely ain't it. ETFs, and how powerful that's actually going to be for the overall crypto market. So let me go into the chat, my people. I've been rambling for a little bit. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull this out so I can actually see your guys' chat as well. Okay. Top Lodge, what's going on? Ooh, I actually have a moderator in here. I must have assigned that to you a little while back. Okay, so I'm going to do a brief little quick Q&A in here, and then we're going to resume pretty much just what I think some of the top cryptocurrency movements are going to be soon, and some of the ones that you should be on the lookout for. Emily says, by the way, I don't know if anyone's talked about this, but the Dogecoin Foundation was relaunched, and both Vitalik Buterin and CEO of Neuralink are on the board of foundation. I did hear about that. I actually saw that article, I believe it was yesterday or 2 days ago. Sweet. Okay, so if you guys don't have any questions, that's straight. We're about to just get into it. All right. Graph. All right, my people. So I want to talk about the graph. I want to go over this. Now, this platform that you're seeing here, this is Token Metrics. I actually have the professional plan. It's pretty expensive to get access to this, and this is why I think it's a good idea for me to review these coins using what they have. Even if we had like 1,000 full-time analysts, it wouldn't be able to do the work and do the data and show us what's going on in the market like their AI system has done. So this is why it's just so much easier. It's so much more organized. And once you understand the layout and how this works, it saves a lot of time, right? So, all right, so the graph is actually showing an indication of a good overall grade. Just a month ago, it was horrible, and we're going to take a look at some of the TA and some of the lines on why that indication may have been so. The low frequency trading strategy right here in the last 12 months is giving us a green bullish prediction. So right here, this is actually a really good sign, especially when you see a long period of consolidation for this, and it's been pretty long. So since May, this cryptocurrency, although we've been seeing an explosion in other markets, we haven't really actually been seeing the graph take off yet, and this is what you want to see. So before we even get into altcoins and what that market is doing, you always have to take a step back and look at Bitcoin. So I get a lot of great ideas from TradingView. TradingView gives other technical analysis the idea to have their own predictions where they think the market is going to go, and you can actually upvote different type of indicators or charts that other individuals have. So there are some profiles that I follow along pretty closely. I try to make sure I stay away from the ones that are overly bearish and the ones that are too bullish. And there are people who are right in the middle that have been pretty spot on. So it just depends on what your flavor is and what type of lines that you're looking for. So this is a comprehensive guide to the MACD. August 17th, so that was yesterday. This one's going long, 105 upvotes. Okay. Comparing Bitcoin bull, bear cycle with Bitcoin halving. So I really do like the ones where we compare Bitcoin to previous cycles that we've experienced before in the past. This has been a huge indicator for us moving forward, at least in the last bull run. Now, this year has been unlike any other previous years, and that's why you're not going to be seeing too many people talking about these type of indicators before, like the previous bull market, the winter, the bull market, the winter, because things have been changing so rapidly. Now, what's interesting is most recently, because we've been seeing that increase in price where the greed is going up, Bitcoin was touching $48,000, that has actually fit into different pieces of many technical analysts recently. So let's go into this and let's see what they're saying, okay? All right, so comparing the Bitcoin bull and bear cycles with Bitcoin halving, if the same pattern repeats, then we can expect to hit new peak price for Bitcoin in October 2021. So as you can see here on your graph, this actually goes all the way back to 2012 when, what is this? Bitcoin at $1.38, making its previous all-time highs, moving up, and as you can see right now, during where we're at right now, if I can talk, we're at $45,869. So really right now where we are in the market, much better sentiment, which is really good news. And I feel like a lot of people are I want to say they're capping a little, they're sizing the event, because even today, the market cap is still very close to $2 trillion, right? Bitcoin is only down 1.76%. This is nothing at all to fret about. This is actually really, really good news, seeing this type of support or foundation. Now, I would be more concerned about the market if we did break support levels of $42,000. That would be concerning to me because that pretty much erases a lot of the momentum that we created. And that means not only are short positions adding on, but we're getting more longs liquidated. So let's check data mesh out. See what the short and long positions are, just to kind of get an idea. So obviously we've been having the decrease in the price of Bitcoin going down since, what is this, 8:24 my time, Eastern time, and we're seeing the longs in the USD interest rates. So the Bitcoin longs, this is going to be the right axis, and the left side is going to be the daily interest holding some of those long positions, and we've been getting much more fluctuations. If we go back to the 7 days, you'll see here that it's been going down and down and down. So what does this mean? So it looks like long positions are reducing, right? People are selling when we get anywhere near the top of the market, or anyone who is more leveraged into their positions, they are realizing those positions, those gains. So even with the hedged and unhedged shorts, you'll notice that we have a ton of separation here with both the red and the yellow going from last week of August. But the good thing here is, even though we've been getting slight decreases in the market with the short positions and even the longs, right now the longs are adding back up, and that's really the type of strength you want to see in this market. If we get any type of pullbacks, that's the opportunity where bulls strike and where you can consider entering additional positions. So for me personally, I just continue to dollar cost average into my investment for Bitcoin, regardless of whatever happens in the market. I feel like if you do that and we continue to go up, it's such a bulletproof strategy, especially if you're going long and you're negating all the type of loss that you can experience as a trader. Now, there is a difference. I was listening to one of our previous conversations we were having this week with some of our moderator leaders who have been doing a great job. So Athena, Andrew, they've been doing a splendid job at having some sessions and teaching you guys more of the fundamentals, the basics of technicals and trading, and doing more day trades, doing more swing trades. Now, for me, I personally only enter these swing trades if I am absolutely confident that the market is going to go in the direction that I'm hoping. So we've been right. If you guys go into the history of the Discord for at least our inner circle members, we've been pretty consistent with some of our previous targets. Bitcoin and Ethereum, like I mentioned in previous calls that we've done for our Patreon, it's been pretty predictable. Anytime you get a dip, Bitcoin's previous support levels below $28,000, Ethereum anything below $2,000. I believe my last pickup with Ethereum was at $1,700, and it's just been such a skyrocketing momentum growth. So knowing all of that, I am still very hopeful for this market. If I wasn't, I would actually begin selling more positions off. But when you are going long, this is the point that I mentioned in last week's live stream. If you are going long, you also have to consider the implications of what happens post realizing your gains or selling your investment. So say you invest into Ethereum at $1,700 or $1,800. Last time we had a dip, and when I made the purchase and the call out within our group, you're up. That's more than 50%. I think you would have doubled your money. So if you had $1,000, it's $1,500 or even $2,000 where we are in the market. Say you have an extra, hypothetically, $500 in gains right now. If you were to sell those, depending on what tax bracket you're in, you are then activating the short-term capital gains on that amount. So you do get advantages by holding long, other than having less stress on your mental being and other than just riding the overall momentum and growth of the market. So we have that, right? Now, the other side of swing trades is just the fact that you never know precisely how long it's going to take for the market to dip back down so you can re-enter that position, or for you to take your crypto gains and know where to put it next. The stock market is volatile. The stock market is not I feel bad for all of my stock market YouTubers, because people who have been following them, people who have been like preaching Tesla since the beginning, you'll realize it's just been terrible. So we'll go to the last 1 year. 83% gains. It looks solid, right? And this is, I believe, August 18th. But we go into the 6th month, still down about 12%. And that's a long time for the market. Just by swing trading and knowing better entry points for crypto, you would have easily made 50 to 100% gains right now within the last less than 4 weeks. It's crazy how fast time flies. So that's what we have right there. Andrew, Nancy, Said, what's going on, man? Welcome back. Mindy, good morning. Jean, welcome. James, what's going on, my guy? Yeah, so Said says my crypto gains are offsetting my stock market losses. And that's exactly the same boat that I'm in with you. Now, we need to have, let me see if I can get our chat. Okay. So what we really need to experience as well too, we need our brothers and sisters over in the stock market to get that boost as well. And I just don't see the overall sentiment flipping that quick because of how up in the air everything is right now. Depending on where you look, you're going to be seeing a lot of chaotic news. I mean, we're having a situation in Afghanistan right now with the Taliban, Joe Biden pulling out the U.S. troops. And on top of that, we have concerns about the Delta virus, and it's just a lot going on. So I believe everyone's trying to predict what's going to happen next, and people are hesitant on investing more money, which is completely understandable, especially with the stock market. When you're not seeing parabolic huge growth, it's really hard trying to make the right decision as an investor. But this just goes back into the idea of what we've been talking about. Time in the market versus trying to time the market. Regardless of the fluctuations we get, and all the swing trading can leave you more profitable, you do increase that amount of risk that you have for yourself as an investor. So we'll see where all that takes us, guys. I mean, the developments are really going to happen, like I've been saying, Q4. But in the meantime, while the crypto market continues to increase, we're going to have different cryptocurrencies, I believe, that are going to start accruing. Now, finding those pivotal projects that are early stage right now that have huge potential in the market, I believe these are going to be projects like Axie Infinity, or if we get any type of like Axie Infinity killer. Now, my prediction moving forward into the future is going to be any type of established company, any type of established gaming company. My research would be focused more on finding them, say like Riot, who's created League of Legends, or whoever's created World of Warcraft, or even Call of Duty, like Activision. If anyone in their department gets into crypto, which at some point they will, I believe they're going to have more resources, more experience, and the dev team in order to create a game that could surpass Axie. Now, this doesn't mean games like Axie aren't going to do well. This doesn't mean this is not a long-term investment. Let's see where Axie is right now, because I believe they crushed my price target earlier before we even expected. So let's go into token metrics, Axie Infinity. So Axie, $70, 70.5 right now. Overall grade is still looking good, still very bullish. They have not yet hit $80 unless someone was looking at a different exchange. I remember seeing a comment on my YouTube channel yesterday that actually had already crushed my price prediction. But I don't think that is the case. So they actually are still a little bit under. And according to token metrics, they're actually shooting for close to $100 for Axie Infinity. So you can actually, I believe you can get Axie off of Binance. I couldn't find them on Coinbase. They are rather new, and Coinbase has a much thorough process of having coins listed on their exchange. If you guys are trading with platforms, first of all, comment down below what platform you use, just so I can give you guys some additional tips as well. Maybe save you some transaction fees, depending on what you use. Okay, can you highlight about any prediction for ICP all-time high? Okay, so I don't think ICP is going to have an all-time high anytime soon, if I'm being completely honest. We're going to have to see such parabolic movement, and we're going to have to see ICP actually redo their dev team or members inside of it. Yesterday's video, I didn't cover this more in depth. I feel like I should have, but I only talked about the first portion of the article, and that is the amount of devs entering the team. But if you scroll down, ICP has actually they've been going through a lot of drama, which is unfortunate to say. So whenever you see a crypto project that tanks absolutely hard like this, you're gonna get people upset, and that's gonna be investors, and that's gonna be people who work on that cryptocurrency itself, like on the actual project. And it looks like some people weren't able to sell off their positions, and whatever money that they had tied up with ICP, it went completely down as well. So they're left holding the bag. ICP is not even coming up on token metrics anymore. Yeah, so they don't even have the full information on this. Okay, they got a little bit. So it's going to show a bullish indicator only because we've been hitting the floor. I believe if you did even get into $28, you have a lot of runway ahead of you, because we're at $48. You're still profitable with this, and there's still a lot of ways to go. If you were left holding the bag somewhere near the top, like where I did, man, I'm not even looking at this investment here. You could realize those gains if you do have any money left, but my portfolio tanked so hard with ICP. Definitely one of the strongest L's that I've taken this year. But if you do plan on going long, holding it is really the way to go, and over time it's going to go up. So let me see. People said Celsius. Herbert, what's going on? Nitesh, what's going on? Aloha, Andy. So how are we feeling about NFTs? NFTs are going to continue to spike up. I'm actually seeing a similar effect right now with NFTs of where they were previously compared to like all the meme coins and all the altcoin markets like previously. So we haven't hit the peak of NFTs. This is not the top of the market yet, but I believe we're going to get very close to it. And anytime we have like a prediction set, like NFTs are going to explode Q4, usually what we've been seeing is at least things have been happening rather quickly. And my indication of the top is usually, my indication of when things heat up have been close to the top as well. So I believe right now there's still huge opportunity to make these swing trades, or if you find any platforms or exchanges that are offering NFTs early, I would do the work. So I know it takes a little bit more work, because it's not like buying a cryptocurrency, signing up for an exchange, which can already prove troublesome because you have to link your account. Sometimes your bank doesn't like the exchange. With NFTs, when you have to go through a MetaMask or download even another trust wallet and then link your Ethereum, and you got to take more steps, this is mainly what prevents people from entering the NFT market, other than even like educating themselves. But spend the extra time, spend the extra 20-30 minutes educating yourself. Get yourself some NFTs, okay? You guys will thank me later down in the road. This is going to be the future. Gary Vee, Mark Cuban, I believe Kevin O'Leary, Pomp. I mean, so many investors who have made the right calls over the past few years are saying NFTs are going to be blowing everything out of the water. And you want to check out the investments that sound very speculative when it sounds speculative. That just means you're going to be early. So if we look at the psychology chart of market investing, I want to give you guys an idea. And in one of my future videos, I'll include this as well too. So this is a pretty good one. All right, so whenever we get into stages of disbelief, this is what I would consider speculation or uncertainty. That's when you want to find the investments before the whole world realizes how accessible, how easy it is. Now with NFTs, even if you wanted to take the bear perspective where you say, all right, it's not going to go anywhere, it's going to fail, it's really hard to vote against Marvel, Cartoon Network, Tsunami, some of these larger institutions, Disney, that already have been involving themselves into the world of NFTs. If they are backing it, if they are putting more support into it, it's very hard for them, even if you want it to fail, for it to actually fail. When it comes to art, I don't know much about it. But what I do know is people find fascinations with investments that can grow their capital, where if they put in $10, it spits back $20 and you can share it with your friends. This is gonna add an extra dimension. It's gonna be like, instead of playing with like a 2D origami, it's gonna be like 4D, right? When you're talking about cryptocurrencies, there's no real fun aspect to saying like, hey, I got like 15 Ethereum. You want to like show off each other's Ethereum portfolio? Like, that's not cool. That's just like a roast and a flex at the same time. But with NFTs, what's interesting is you can show off your collection. You can say, hey, this is worth this much now. There's only this much in existence. I really love the way this type of NFT looks. So, you know, a lot of different projects on the up are going up in price. So some of the more reputable NFTs that we have are CryptoPunks, which is outside of even my budget. It's huge. It's very expensive. So these are one of the first NFTs that have came out. 10,000. This seems to be the amount that most new exchanges or new companies are coming out with. I believe it's because CryptoPunks did set that precedent. Now, some of them, they weren't this expensive before, but the current lowest CryptoPunk is $125,407. So you'll notice, like, as we continue moving into the future, you're gonna have a lot of younger influencers where their Instagram profile photo is gonna be of an NFT. It's gonna be of these. And if you look it up or try to find it and you realize how much some of these are worth, like $7.58 million, you'll be like, okay, now I see why they have like a PNG as their profile pic. NFTs, they have their own unique digital signature. Even though CryptoPunks is pretty developed, and I would say they are literally the top NFTs that people are trying to go for. Even right now, 125,000, it sounds outrageous, but imagine where they may be in a year from now, in 5 years from now, where maybe the minimum is $1 million and people still continue to buy them. As long as there's a buyer, the market will exist and the prices are going to go up. Now, you don't need to shoot for a CryptoPunk as a goal that you need to accomplish in your life. There are many other crypto projects and NFTs that will get to a similar level that CryptoPunks have gone to. So, yeah. So I know I asked earlier what kind of exchanges you guys use. Some people said Binance, Coinbase. Coinbase fees are ridiculous. You can use Coinbase Pro. Coinbase Pro is completely free. You can sign up for it. It's a little bit hard to use. I believe it's pro.coinbase.com. It's a little bit harder to use, but if you're on the exchange, if you spend a little bit of time on it, you'll be able to figure it out. And their fee structure is very different from what Coinbase is. Let me bring up the chart because I can't remember off the top of my head how they do it. It's actually a little bit more confusing. Coinbase Pro fees versus Coinbase regular. But I remember in one of my last videos that I did research on, it came up. So I want to find the, okay, so here it is. So Coinbase, the regular fees is 0.50% per trade, an additional 1.49% for bank account or Coinbase wallet purchases, and then they add an additional 4% for credit card purchases. So Coinbase Pro, actually, this doesn't even do a good job of explaining it. There is another one where they structure it, but pretty much it's based on, I believe, the percentage fees of it. Let me see. Okay. Here it is. So this is what I was looking for. So you have the maker and the taker fee because they operate a little bit differently rather than your traditional exchange or brokerage. So based on how much you are investing. So when you place an order that gets partially matched immediately, you pay a taker fee for that portion. The remainder of the order is placed on the order book, and when matched is considered a maker order. You pay a maker fee for this remaining portion of the total order. So I know maker taker kind of sounds confusing. When it comes to, think about Robinhood. So Robinhood operates on a different type of business model compared to how most cryptocurrencies operate, where usually there's a liquidity pool. If you're trying to make a purchase, you can buy from someone who has staked that amount, which gives them rewards. And that's how usually it operates. If you think about DeFi or Aave, just as an example, with Robinhood, so they have the order to payment flow, right? They'll be able to, what they do in those situations, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I would recommend watching a YouTube video that has like the visuals. That helps a lot. Investopedia also has a good resource on explaining this. But when we're talking about different brokerages in the way they transact some of these fees, instead of having this maker-taker model, what they usually do is they round all the orders up, and whatever buys and sells they get, that's pretty much how they execute the amount of bids that they get on it. So with Coinbase Pro, you'll notice that the taker fee 0%. If it's $1, the maker fee is 0.04%. But as that amount increases, the taker fee goes down while the maker fee goes down as well too. So if you are making much more substantial trades, you're going to find you save a lot more transaction fees over time just by using the Coinbase Pro feature. So that's pretty much the gist. If you are trading on Coinbase, consider Coinbase Pro. It's free, it's easy to use, and you'll be able to save more money with it over time. Now, let's see. Okay, so Nitesh says, hey Brian, one of the famous YouTuber just mentioned the bull run will be over in 6 weeks from now. Do you think the same way? I would just say, ask where that famous YouTuber got their crystal ball from, if they bought it from Walmart or Target. My crystal ball tells me, actually, let's see, 6 weeks from now. We are in August. So unless they are a technical analyst and they actually have predictions on what's going on, no matter what other YouTuber says, it doesn't matter if the president says this, no one can determine when the market is going to be over. No one can actually make, I would say, a prediction based on whatever information they have. It's just very difficult to do that. No one knows what's going to happen in the future. If you go on certain parts of Twitter, you're going to find bears talking about how the crypto market would have crashed at every low we've had. Like even in the previous low, before we went up to $48,000, no one expected that on the bear side. They all said the market was done. It was the crypto winter. It was the end of it. And just look how the sentiment changes. So in my opinion, I think we're going to start seeing more sideways action because that's what we need. We need a cool down period. And we've just been moving up way too fast. I do hope we get a cool down period so that we have time to accumulate. And then by Q4, I've been predicting us to hit previous all-time highs and blowing that out of the water. $100,000 was what I was thinking by the end of the year. I adjusted that to $75,000 for Bitcoin. I don't know if I'm going to be right. That's been my prediction. I've been right most of the times on this channel with Dogecoin topping at around 70 to 75 cents. Anytime the market did dip, and even this previous market top, which I talked about in, I believe, my second or third video ago as well. So, okay, so KuCoin's another good exchange. I'm actually going to set up an affiliate link with them as well because they've been reaching out trying to partner up with me, but I've been sleeping on them. One of the other creators that I know on YouTube has been telling me like KuCoin is actually pretty popular, and I've been seeing them get more and more recommended by not just people in our Discord, but at least like even in my YouTube comment section. So I've always neglected KuCoin only because I didn't see them as relevant, but I'm realizing they actually have a bigger footprint than most other exchanges. Okay, so Obadiah Beck, he says, hey Brian, what do you think about Dogecoin, Doge in coming weeks? All right, so here's what I think is going to happen with Doge. I think there is going to be more money flowing into Doge at a certain point. But, you know, for me, I have a certain portion of my investment into Doge on Robinhood that I'm not touching, only because I invested into that so early. Let me see if I can pull that up, you guys. I do have some other Doge positions in my Webull that I never sold that I just been holding long. I told myself that regardless of whatever happens, it's not enough. It's not enough of an investment for me to care. So if it went to the moon, all right, that'd be great. All right, I'll cash it out. I'll enjoy it. But even if it went down, it's just not a major part of my investment portfolio at all either. Let me go to Doge. All right, so I bought into Doge when I was doing those AMC live streams a little while ago. I don't know if some of you guys were following me back then, but it was before the crypto market really started to go like parabolic. So here's my Doge. I'm up 604%. So I think I put in like maybe $100 or $200 on this investment. Yeah, I put in 200. I initially put, let's see, like a little bit. Here's my history. I put in 70 cents in 2020 as a joke, and then I put in $100 in January, and then I put in another $100 just to say why not. So, you know, regardless of whatever happens with Doge, like I said, me making an extra $1,000 off this, it's not going to ruin my day, right? Like I just really don't see too much about it, but I know I can sell it anytime. For me, I'm just thinking more of like tax implications and making sure that this carries over as a long-term capital gain. So for me, where do I see Doge going? Hopefully it goes up. It's going to be really hard for this crypto to ever reach its peak, regardless of the leaders or the new type of dev team that they develop, only because I think the priority is still going to be with Ethereum and major DeFi products. And whenever you get lift up in volume like this, it's not going to be from huge established institutions. It's usually going to just come from retail investors or whales who just want to try and make like a fun buck here and there. So yeah. That's what I think is going to happen. But guys, we are reaching about close to the 50-minute mark here. So I'm going to start wrapping up today's weekly live stream. I do want to answer some more questions. Jim, what's going on, man? He says, what do you think about CHZ and the soccer player Messi getting paid in crypto? So we've actually been hearing a lot of different stories about, you know, players getting paid in crypto, players requesting their salary in Bitcoin. So this is not the first right here. Now, I think moving forward into the future, this is why I recommend, let's do like request crypto or rec. So this is why if you are bullish on players getting paid in cryptocurrency or seeing this being a way, you have to realize that there's a lot more work involved. And because crypto is so volatile, like, you know, say a player gets agreed to pay, he gets paid like $10,000 for that. Okay, that's a pretty, I'm sure Messi gets paid like $1 million, right? So say Messi gets guaranteed to make $1 million salary by the end of the year if he commits playing. Say all of that is in Bitcoin, and say by the time they paid him and by the time it hits his wallet, that Bitcoin price just fluctuated so much. So in the early stages, we're not going to see too much of this. I think a lot of this is going to be talk. I don't know what they're going to do on a, you know, a player by player basis. I personally think it's a lot easier if they just get paid whatever they want and then invest that into crypto. But I know it's like still extra hoops. This is just going to be dependent, man. My thoughts is going to be sell. If you hear ideas of players doing this and they're planning on not selling their investment, find projects that are going to complement the transition towards the future. So Request is one of the cryptocurrencies. Let's actually see what their token price is right now. So Request, here's what they state. Pay and get paid in cryptocurrencies. From simple payment requests to fully compliant digital cryptocurrency invoices, Request helps you to get paid in crypto while providing full control over your financial data. So I see this as being the future. Look at some of the backings they have. Aave Maker, I don't know, Ariani, I never heard of that, but Ocean, Paraswap, The Graph, Starname, Crypto Jobs Daily, and a few others. They stated here, this is their roadmap. They have a Polygon integration. I think that's going to be super bullish. And then you can watch a video on what Request is. I believe is if you're bullish on the idea that players are gonna want to get paid in crypto, invest into these type of projects. They're gonna be bullish. They're gonna make you money. That's how you get involved. So Request, they had a little bit of their dip in the most recent time. They went from 4 cents to 39 cents. That is crazy. Almost 40 cents. That is crazy in less than what, a day, 2 days? So, you know, Request is nowhere near its previous all-time highs, and this is definitely not the most healthiest graph, but you can tell they have the foundation, they have the backing. I would do a little bit more research on their white paper just to get an idea of actually how the technicals work. But if you don't care about that and you're just looking to invest this as a investor, this is on my watch list. that I recently added in the Inner Circle channel on Discord, and I believe this is going to be very bullish as well. And in the last month, they had a little bit of a spike. They're having a cooldown period, but even with that roadmap, let's see when it's coming up. I believe this is definitely going to be an investment that pans out as well, not financial advice. Oh, guys, and you want to know something cool too? How many people we got in this? Let me know if you guys are alive. Comment down below in the chat if you guys are alive. If you guys are watching this, by the way, on Patreon, what you can do is access the YouTube link. I put it in there too, so just you have to open this through YouTube, and that way you can just type in the chat box. I've made it accessible for everyone there. So if you're still alive, you're still with me, chat down below. Jack, what's up, man? He says, yup. So I got like a very interesting story that's been happening. Nick Z says, alive. I'm still alive, but I'm barely breathing. Daniel Russell, what's up, man? Live. Grant, what's up? LFG, baby. Nancy, hello, hello. Arl, Q Ling. Okay, so people are alive. People are here. Tia, aloha, Andy. Natalia says, is it a good time to enter Audius? How strong is the possibility of it hitting 15 to 20 USD? So I need to take a look at it more on my off time. Actually, let me do like a very quick overview. So $3 to $3.32. I mean, they're still doing pretty well right now. Let me see token metrics. I mean, if you're holding it for many years, I can definitely see Audius doing well. TikTok has revolutionized the sound game. Just think about like Bella Porsche too. Her music video that went off, where did she start? She started from TikTok. You're discovering so many new artists, and the integration with sounds and people doing all their little, y'all know what I'm talking, no? All right, so I think music is gonna have a far way, and the fact that Audius has established themselves, guys, I mean, we made this call out, what, at $1.46, $1.69 right before they lifted off. The indicators are still showing a bullish indication. Let me see, price prediction. Yeah, so it's still actually sitting pretty accurately with token metrics price prediction based on their AI. It looks like they're shooting for $3.81 by the end of August. No, just assuming that the market stabilizes. So it looks like right now there is still room to grow. I personally hate investing whenever we reach like new all-time highs or previous like 6-month all-time highs. But if you're going long with Audius, this is a project that I just don't see tanking and not recovering at all. Hoping that Bitcoin still stays afloat, which I believe it will. So I am personally very bullish on this investment right here, and I believe it's going to have a long way to go, and there's life to it. Oh, shoot, we got a lot of people up in here, surprisingly. Clarissa, hi. Bernard, hi. Samuel Kraft, hello. KM, what's up? Brian B, what's up? Clarissa, what's up? When would you enter request? Good question. Let's check out request right now. So actually, I think right now is a decent buying opportunity, but we do need to look at the last 1 day to 5 day charts to get a better indication. Now, I'm not huge into micromanaging my TA. Whenever I see strong fundamentals in a project and I see any type of roadmap lined up and I'm going along with it, I just invest during that time. I definitely make sure that intraday it's not at its peak, but let's do TA here and let's see what's up. Okay, so TA is going to show very bearish, and that is because 0 to 60% monthly technical. So this is just based off the technical. It's going to give you a different idea like on the overall grade scale. And this is why you have to at least look through all of them. Otherwise, you can get a skewed prediction on whether or not investment may work out for you. But even with this, I mean, we're still getting a bullish indicator, even though that we had this run up here. Now, I believe as soon as Bitcoin starts running back up again, request is going to follow again. Anytime we've done our coin market cap updates in the beginning of my YouTube videos, I've seen requests stand out so many times before. But it's nice to see some of our other call outs here too. Like Quant is up here. That's what I'm saying. Like it's been pretty solid so far with this. Yeah, and actually their low frequency trading strategy is showing a higher prediction too than where we are right now. Bullish, the EMA is 9. EMA, so yeah, the moving average is showing a little bit of a bearish indication. Candlesticks patterns are showing bullish. The bearish spinning top is bearish. The ADX, average directional index, is bullish. The money flow index, neutral. The tricks, bearish. The VWAP, bullish. Yeah, I mean, if you do believe in the future of payments and you are going long, I wouldn't YOLO your entire life savings into it, but I would expect this crypto to continue climbing back up. But, you know, we can't predict the future, and we definitely can't go back in past. But the bullish indicator right before that they had called this right here would have definitely been the most ideal spot before it jumped back up. But it looks like right now it's cooling down, it's correcting. I would wait a little bit to get a better idea on what some of the technicals are showing in the short-term mediary, just because whenever you see a run-up like this, a lot of the data is skewed, and you want to get a little bit more confident indicators before making an investment. But fundamental-wise, they get a Jung 5 out of 5 check mark in my book. All right, my beautiful people. Okay, so data mesh. I think we talked about a decent amount in today's live stream, you guys. How do you all feel about today's live stream? How do y'all feel about the value in today's? Let me see if I missed anything on my notebook. I think we are good. Okay. Present, just finished work, so kind of dead, but alive. Shams, what's going on, man? Woke up from a nightmare and checked the charts at 4 a.m. and got in Audius at $2.63. Let's see where Audius is now at today. Yeah, $3.25. Nice entry point, my guy. Jack says, when might you be adding higher tiers for Patreon? We'd love to check out the watch list. I will announce that very soon. I don't like to put out any new tiers towards the end of the month because Patreon charges at the beginning of the month, and I want people to find the full value so they have time to whether cancel their membership or move it or change it back. So I think I'll open up some more spots soon. I will make an announcement on that when I do it. Live. Okay. Nancy says, that was so awesome. I appreciate that. Clarissa says, awesome value. Can you do this once a week? Clarissa, I definitely can for sure. Especially on days like this, there really isn't that much crypto news to cover today. Like yesterday, I was planning on skipping that video upload because I really couldn't find like that much crazy news going on. The developments in Congress are still rather stagnant. The infrastructure bill, we just need time on it just to see where the developments are. And you know, I thought Audius was definitely just one of the most interesting articles with their partnership for TikTok, just because we should be able to expect that happening in the future. And then you also have to get ready for TikTok and some of these other larger social media companies to plan on going public, right? I know TikTok is going to do that. I actually got invited to invest into their company. I think right now their valuation is way above higher than I'd feel comfortable at. But I see the future of it. Literally, like my mom watches TikTok. Everyone I know talks about TikTok, and they just blew up. So they're definitely not one of those companies where it's early stage in no way, shape, or form. But I do believe they're going to continue expanding. They've been through a lot. They've been through potential regulations from former Pres Donald Trump, where he was trying to ban it. So the fact that they've been so resilient in a market like this, it just shows that I don't think this company is just going to go down at all. And if they're associating themselves with any crypto project like Audius, if Audius has the strength and backing and partnership with TikTok, which is already so strong in their defense, I feel like, you know, it's just going to prove to stand bulletproof. Oral, nice to see newer altcoins. Liliana, yep. So, I mean, I want to touch upon this too. Oral, hopefully I say your YouTube name right. When it comes to cryptocurrencies, right? I have been mentioning more new altcoins in the market, but you can't neglect my watch list that I've set since the beginning of the year. The reason why I do like to mix it up because I feel like it's more exciting instead of me talking about Solana every time, talking about Terra Luna every single week. But gains are gains. Like Solana, which has been on our list, 83%. Terra Luna, huge fan, been on our list as well. And then some of these other exchange tokens, Uniswap, where's Polkadot? That's got to be on here. Stellar, another cryptocurrency. Polygon, Chainlink. I absolutely love the ideas behind this token as well and the partnerships that they lined up. Aave, $391, seeing another good entry point here. So there are many good cryptocurrencies, and just because they're like listed on the top 10, they get a lot of eyeballs, it does not mean that it's too late in any way, shape, or form. Just look at the last 7-day increases with some of these tokens. Solana, announcing the NFT upgrades, Wormhole upgrade, Terra Luna also ripping. I mean, this just shows you the potential in the market, and it just shows you the idea of how much more growth we have in cryptocurrency. And that's why I'm just so excited to see where we're going to be by the end of this year. Even if you were to just hold steady to your investment, based on what we've seen, at least in the last month, the indicators are showing that we are still on the way to a very hopeful bull run. And that would be amazing, and that's what I'm counting on. But at the same time too, when you do get these gains, guys, and you do see profit coming in, make sure that you do take your profits off the table. If you need money in the short-term run, do not be afraid to sell positions. And I know that there's always going to be this internal fight between greed and how much more money you can make, and then FOMO, which comes after that, which I think is the worst emotion, FOMO. If you want to combat all that, take profits, keep a small investment in there, right? You don't always have to sell it. You can sell part of it and say, okay, I'm happy about the gains I made here. And if it continues going up, I ride it out. If it goes down, I know that I locked in profits anyway, so I'm still staying profitable. But we've been getting more chatter and seeing like ideas that it's so hard to make money in crypto and it's like impossible and most traders lose their money. I actually don't believe that. So I believe if you are day trading and you're trying to like swing trade and try to make money like every single day, the odds are against you because you're entering more high risk positions and you really can't time the market at all. But that's why I emphasize the strategy. If you're a new investor, you're scared to invest, find opportunities when the market takes a dip, when the climate goes fearful, invest in it. Don't look at it, okay? Wait a week or two. If the market does come back up, you're going to be already profitable on your investment. And to even negate that in trying to time the market more, spread out your investment over time. You just cannot, if you believe that crypto is going to be bearish and you believe it's just going to die out, obviously DCAing is not going to have an effect on that. But if you believe over time it's going to continue to grow, it doesn't even have to be every day that you dollar cost average. It could be every week, every month. You're still averaging that amount out, and over time it's going to grow very slowly but surely. So I appreciate that. KM says my first stream, loved it. Live stream confirms my bullish vibes. Let's end the year on top. I would love that to happen as well. The most ideal situation for all of us would be to enter these positions, and whenever the top comes, you sell it and then hope that, you know, during the week or 2 weeks or whatever it takes for that market to cool down, then you re-enter. I mean, that would be perfectly timing the market. And I wish all of us could do that. I wish we could all predict exactly what those dates are going to be, but it's very hard to do that. It's near impossible. Some people are going to get it right. They're going to show it off and act like they do know what's going to happen every single day of the future, but that is just not the reality of things. And if we're trying to take it as realistic investors that still come out on top, stick with these fundamental altcoin projects, stick with dollar cost averaging, and even on like the days where things go red, hopefully my confidence in the market will show you guys that it's not the end of crypto whenever we take a dip or we get a cool down period. And we should have seen that many times before with Ethereum, with Bitcoin, with the amount of times that I've been able to put my positions in there. So let me see. Ethereum. I just want to show you guys like the maybe 2-3 months chart. Yeah. All right. So even with Ethereum, I mean, look at this. Look at the last $1,700 and the ride back up. We have been, even in the last 6 months, just been fighting, right? So Ethereum dipping near $1,800, it doing it, staying right above $2,000, buying opportunity right here. Buying opportunity, buying opportunity, rises back up. You can choose whether to take profits or not, another buying opportunity. So for anyone who missed out on the market, essentially within even the last 6 months, before, because I know most people joined somewhere near this ride, before even we had the top of the previous all-time high for the market when Ethereum was at $4,200 plus, we had 1, 2, 3, let me scoot this bad boy up just so y'all can see. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 different buying opportunities, even a little coolback period here, $2,400 before we started to make that rise back up too. So, you know, for anyone who does get FOMO in the market, you have to realize like reflect on how you felt when the market went down 10% plus in a day. Reflect on how you felt when Ethereum broke support of $2,000. During those times, did you feel very compelled to invest, or did you feel just fearful of the market? Like, did you let that get to you? I know for me, I fought off the emotion of feeling scared, because you don't see all this part right here. This part is all blacked out. You just see the market going down, not sure what to do next, but you fight the emotions and you have a strategy in place, and you tell yourself, if Ethereum or Bitcoin or any of these other altcoins hit this point in the market, that's when I'm deciding to buy, and I'm gonna hold it for a minimum period of this month. Get yourself a pen and paper, jot that down, and make that known for yourself. Right? So whenever we get those fluctuations in the market, you're not making moves based on emotion or panic selling your investment, which could have been the worst. If you panic sold near any of these bottoms, which a lot of people end up doing, it just hurts even more seeing the price of where we are now. So rather than losing money, I believe a more broad entry point is going to hurt less. Right? So take that, guys. Do reflections on where you see yourself re-entering the market. Now that we have new support and new resistance, like we're not seeing these levels, hopefully for a while, you have to realize what those dips are going to be. There's no harm in holding onto your investment either while we continue to see the market go up. So whenever we see the market returning back, if the weekends we see Bitcoin retesting 48 to 50K, I just wouldn't get FOMO or so excited to like start dumping your money back into the market. Sometimes holding, not doing much, even if you're just sitting on cash, is not a bad decision to make. Being patient in the market continues to pay out as well. And then with crypto, you have many other ways to make money. You can stake, you can get a stable coin. So if you're holding onto cash balance, put it into Gemini USD or USDC, some of these stable coins that give you 6 to 8% interest. So you can still earn a little bit of money on the side. And 6 to 8%, it doesn't sound like a lot compared to like 300% gains in the market, but really it's better than nothing. And most investors, they're down money. They're losing a lot of money right now. So that's what we got. Okay. So Nitesh, top loss, 10 out of 10. I appreciate that. Nitesh, awesome experience, the way you entertain everyone. Thank you. Shams, thank you. Clarissa, I think I'm really far above on the chat, so I don't know when you guys put this in. Pulled all my ICP, broke even. That's a good, nice. Solanas, ETH killer, good to see you live again. Of course, crypto is so much more interesting than the stock market. I 100% agree with you there. ADA is having a bit of a pump right now. Reccoin, it will hit $5 by the end of the year. Let me actually check out Cardano real quick. Cardano, ADA, dollar. Actually, let's do ADA to a stable coin. USDT, $2.26. Yeah, they are making a bit of a movement. I think when we started this live stream, they're at $2. It depends on what market you're looking at. They're $2.09 one day. I mean, yeah, they're making a decent bit of a movement. Tether's shown a little bit of a higher increase. Yeah, I mean, this is why I have positions in Cardano too, and I think a $3 to $5 price target is not out of the realm of possibility as well. You just got to follow along with how they're moving with their upgrades. That was one of the concerns I had, but the community for Cardano is just insane. Like, I would compare it almost to XRP, but not as crazy. XRP, those folks can get wild. They love that cryptocurrency, and I think it's awesome just being passionate about projects like that. But even with Cardano, let's see, they have 550,000 Twitter followers, 564,000 Reddit subscribers, and anyone who gets into crypto, I feel like the usual funnel is you hear about Bitcoin, then you hear about Ethereum, then you get into Cardano, and then you get into the other alts, and then like a Polygon, Matic. So eventually we will funnel down there, but indicators are all showing bullish for Cardano as well in the short term. Okay, guys, so I'm going to wrap up this live stream right here, guys. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning by. I will make a post in the announcement for anyone who wants to watch a replay of this coming from the future, because I know everyone's got work or different things going on in their life, so I totally understand. This has definitely been an amazing time being able to answer some of your questions. I really, really do appreciate the community that we built. And if you guys want to help me out, just go ahead and chat in the community more. I'll be tuning in there as much as I can. And whenever you guys can help one another, if you've learned something new and someone's asking a question, I think that's how we can really build upon what we continue to strive to become for this entire duration of hopefully the everlasting bull market run. So I'm going to be wrapping up things there, guys. I do appreciate all of the love. Andy says, thank you for the analysis, King Jung, Athena, Andrew Straw Hat. Appreciate all the different viewpoints. I definitely want to give a huge, huge shout out to all of our moderators and people who have been helping out our community, especially Athena, Andrew Straw Hat. Really, really good people. Shout out to James. Shout out to all the people that have really been helping out. Really big stuff, really good stuff. And it's just been awesome seeing that development happen. So thank you, guys. Have an amazing, blessed day. Hopefully, I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace out, you guys. Much love.